The dark side of wealth. 9 psychological traps of the 1%. Society has sold you a very specific lie about money. That once you hit a certain number in your bank account, your anxiety disappears. But the psychological reality of the top 1% is a well-kept secret. Wealth doesn't erase your problems. It upgrades them to a level of complexity you aren't prepared for. Today, we are deconstructing the 9 invisible psychological traps of becoming rich. And by the end of this, you will view financial freedom in a completely different light. Number 1. The architecture of paranoia. When you have nothing, your biggest fear is starvation or eviction. You fear the system. But when you become wealthy, the threat matrix flips. You suddenly fear everyone around you. In the modern era, this isn't just about physical security, it's about digital and psychological vulnerability. Hackers targeting your accounts, competitors plotting hostile takeovers, and opportunists waiting for a vulnerability. You begin to question the motives of everyone entering your orbit. The billionaire class spends millions annually on private security, encrypted communications, and legal shields. The first thing wealth buys you is freedom. The second thing it buys you is paranoia. Number 2. The villain complex. We live in an era where success is often viewed with deep suspicion. If you make a mistake as an average person, you are forgiven. If you make a mistake as a wealthy person, you are crucified. Social media algorithms thrive on the eat the rich mentality. Every purchase you make is scrutinized as out of touch. Every business decision is viewed as ruthless. You are no longer seen as a human being who worked hard. You are reduced to a caricature of greed. The wealthy must navigate a world that simultaneously envies their position and actively waits for their downfall. Number 3. The commodification of trust. Perhaps the most profound emotional pain of wealth is the death of authentic connection. When you have money, your relationships change on a molecular level. Does this new friend actually like you, or do they want access to your network? Is your romantic partner in love with you, or the lifestyle you provide? According to wealth psychologists, true friendship becomes the ultimate luxury. Over 70% of an average person's friends are genuine. For the ultra-wealthy, that number plummets. When you become a walking bank account, people stop seeing your soul and start seeing their own opportunity. Number 4. The altitude of loss. A person at the bottom of the mountain has nowhere to fall, but a person at the peak lives in constant fear of gravity. The psychological weight of protecting an empire is entirely different from the struggle of building one. It took you 10, maybe 20 years of blood, discipline, and sleepless nights to accumulate your wealth. The thought of losing it to a market crash, a bad investment, or a macroeconomic shift is terrifying. The richer you get, the more conservative your psychology becomes, because the altitude of the fall would be emotionally fatal. Number 5. The walking ATM syndrome. When you succeed, society dictates that you must lift everyone else up. Suddenly, family members you haven't spoken to in years come to you with can't-miss business ideas. Friends ask for loans they have no intention of repaying. If you say yes, you become an enabler, bleeding your own capital. If you say no, You are branded as arrogant and selfish. You are forced to draw hard boundaries with the people you love, often leading to resentment, fractured families, and deep emotional isolation. Number 6. The legacy curse. Warren Buffett famously said he wants to leave his kids enough money so that they feel they could do anything, but not so much that they could do nothing. Raising children in extreme abundance is a psychological minefield. Struggle is the mechanism that builds character, resilience, and ambition. When you remove financial struggle from your children's lives, you risk raising entitled, unmotivated individuals who lack empathy. The wealthy constantly agonize over how to give their children a head start without accidentally destroying their internal drive. Number 7. Financial identity shifts. Wealth alters your fundamental values, and this can shatter marriages. Imagine a couple who built their wealth together. As the millions accumulate, one partner feels they have finally earned the right to spend aggressively and enjoy the luxury. The other partner, terrified of losing the wealth, wants to save and invest even more aggressively. The money, which was supposed to bring them peace, becomes a massive wedge. The net worth acts as a magnifying glass, exposing fundamentally divergent views on risk, reward, and the purpose of life. Number 8. The jealousy matrix. You don't need to be a billionaire to experience this. You just need to have slightly more than your immediate social circle. Jealousy is a quiet poison. People you grew up with will start acting differently. They will attribute your success to luck, an unfair advantage, or a flawed economic system, simply to protect their own egos. They have to believe you cheated because acknowledging your hard work would force them to confront their own laziness. You will slowly find yourself isolated, forced to seek out a new circle of peers just to find peace. Number 9. The walking bullseye. Finally, where there is extreme wealth, there are opportunists. The wealthy are targeted by frivolous lawsuits, extortion, and dishonest plaintiffs looking for a quick settlement. You can no longer just have a minor disagreement. Any small conflict can immediately escalate into a legal battle because the opposing party knows you have deep pockets. This forces successful individuals to live defensively, hiding behind layers of LLCs, trusts, and legal teams. Conclusion. Poverty is a brutal, agonizing reality that everyone should strive to escape. Financial independence should absolutely be your goal. But understand that the finish line is a myth. Wealth does not bring you unbroken happiness. It simply buys you a better, more sophisticated class of problems. Prepare your mind now for the isolation, the paranoia, and the responsibility. Master your psychology today so the money doesn't master you tomorrow. If you want to continue rewiring your mind for the reality of success, subscribe to Upstream Motivation. Defy the current.